Good evening.
Oh,
And welcome.
cool evening.
Good evening to the CineBeards Spooktacular. Nobody's ever thought of that before.
Brilliant.
Trademark.
Trademark. Copyright.
I'm your host, Jason Musicanth. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, Marcus Knafe.
Boo.
Oh, God, that's so spooky.
Jump scares.
Oh, God. James 1?
And Dion Funheerden.
James 2.
What?
Thanks for listening to the podcast, guys. That's drained all my stamina for this recording. We're gonna go get crabbies. See you next week. Now, in this Halloween spooktacular,
Because we're definitely recording this on Halloween.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
Halloween tonight. I'm
It's-
so scared.
so scared.
And we went
Guys,
back
how
in
can we
time.
record this on Halloween night and then put it up on Halloween morning?
It's just so
too spooky.
No. If we don't survive the podcast, find something else to listen to next week.
So, this year's Mummy was really shit.
Yeah.
And they were trying to start this whole spooky, shared, dark universe.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do it better than them.
Good.
We're gonna come up with our own ideas of where to go with this. I'm doing great hand gestures.
Oh,
here,
these
guys.
are some
like really
outstanding
top quality hand
And
gestures.
we need one of those people that do like the court drawings, the court It's representations of you with these really spectacular
Really just
hand
great
gestures.
hand gestures.
But Jason, I then misunderstood the what we were doing. I thought we were just throwing two franchises together to see what happens.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Oh, so that's a
basically
better
what
idea than the Dark Universe.
Yes,
Why didn't Universal think of that then?
Dumbasses.
dumbasses. Alright, so we'll start with yours, Marcus, seeing as you are, cards from the table here, the most prepared of the three of us.
Okay. So I'm gonna read you guys the pitch.
All right.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, please.
Text.
Oh god, I am really underprepared.
Oh, I just have two names.
Clive and Jacob. Don't know who they are, but there's the names I've got.
And it's an amazing spooky movie.
Okay. So, Cillian Murphy returns to the 28 time period later franchise,
All right.
reprising his role as Jim. After several months of surviving in the countryside, so obviously this is using the theatrical ending
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
of 28 Days Later, not the good ending. 28 days. He decides
Wait, so is it ignoring 28 weeks?
he's not in 28 weeks.
Good point.
So this picks up after 28 days.
Okay.
Well, 28 months.
How many
of-
days after 28 days?
28 months worth of days.
Okay, so 28 months later.
Yeah.
Wait, I got the name for this. I'm just gonna do some maths.
No. What are you gonna say? Like 2 years and 4 months later?
No, I'm gonna say plus minus 868 days later. That's the name of the movie. About 868 days later.
Not quite. I do have a title. I'll get to that.
I prefer mine.
He decides to move on, having lost his female companions in the helicopter crash. The movie opens with a flashback from where he is now to that day where the helicopter descends. Mm-hmm. It picks them up, and then the helicopter gets wrecked by a bird, because that tends to happen.
Oh, it's a crossover with the birds.
No, it's a crossover with this year's Mummy.
No, you'd think that.
Outstanding.
You'd think that, but still no. The helicopter crashes, all of them die except Jim. He survives. So he decides to move on.
Pretty suspicious.
It is very suspicious. So he makes his way back to London town
All right.
because, you know, he figures most of the infected are dead by now. He's seen them been dying out
All right.
from hunger. The city's probably safer again. Maybe he'll meet some other people because he's alone. He's lonely.
And he's single.
And he's single.
All right.
Okay. So he makes his way towards London, and he stops by a lake outside of London
Jason.
because he sees a hotel with lights on.
Psycho.
I like
He was
it.
dead the whole time.
It was a dream.
You're gonna love where this is going because you're not expecting it, and that is phenomenal.
Hooray.
So he sees this hotel, right? And there's obviously people there.
Vacancy.
No.
Hostile.
No. Can I just finish the fucking pitch, guys?
Boy.
Okay.
You really need to get a move on with this pitch.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking taking
Pitch is
forever.
taking forever.
If you guys would stop interjecting, it would be a lot faster. So he stops near the lake. He meets a small group of survivors. They tell him they've been safe near the water for months. Something's been keeping the infected away. But they fear that something has now turned on them.
Fire.
Something in this lake. It's been hungry. It's
Oh
taken
god, I know
4
where
of the
this is going. I know
survivors today.
exactly where this is going.
Jim decides to help them figure out what is in this lake and if it can be stopped. This fall, 28 months later, at Lake Placid.
I knew it. I knew it.
Zombie shark. Or
Nice.
zombie
Oh, it's a-
crocodile.
yeah, zombie croc.
Nice.
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 That's my idea. Just go like,
I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
I still find it really suspicious that he was
Yeah.
the only one that survived that helicopter crash.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
narrative
got to be.
reasons.
Yeah, there's got to be something there, like some dark revelation that comes in later. You know?
probably.
You know, maybe he's a dark reflection of himself. Like, I don't know if that trope's been used much.
No, the crocodile's a dark reflection of him. He's gonna find it. They both wear latex and tussle a little bit.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy versus a croc.
I like it.
Because why not?
I like it a lot.
It's good. Do we get to see Cillian Murphy's penis again?
Of course. You have to
yeah.
see his penis, and
Is it during the helicopter crash that you see it?
It's all that's left after the crocodile's done with him. It's like,
Yeah.
well, his penis is okay, but the rest of his body's been has fallen off.
we can't
And
rebuild
been
him.
We have the
penis on a robot.
We have the technology.
He's back. It's just this robot with his penis on.
I did also really prepare for this.
Oh
Right?
god. Okay.
So I've got some other characters
oh okay.
you know,
Okay.
and actors to play them.
Oh,
so,
good.
So here
Oh,
it is.
wow.
Oh, do we have some? Oh, there's some good cameos in here as
Yeah.
well.
Okay, I think
So-
in the spirit of fairness, Dion and I might have to team up to come out of our thing. 'cause
Well,
we're
no,
both
what we have to
dying.
do is we have to pitch our separate crossovers and then find
Cross
a way
those
to cross
over.
them over.
Cross those crossovers.
Yeah, we're gonna have to tag team this.
This isn't a competition.
Shut up! Everything's a competition.
Just this afternoon, I won lunch.
So the 4 main survivors that Jim meets.
All right.
I
Is this, by the way, is this Jim gonna be played by what's his name? John Krasinski
What?
I think- is that his
from
name?
The Office?
from The Office? Yeah.
no.
No,
Okay,
this
it's not
Jim is
gonna-
Cillian Murphy. It's
Yeah.
not like it's Cillian Murphy and there's Jim.
But he said Jim.
Cillian Murphy is Jim.
Yeah. But can he be played by John Krasinski?
The part of Cillian Murphy as Jim will be played by Jim from The Office.
That's a crossover. That's giving all the fans what they want.
That's how you cross it over. So
Okay, sorry. We keep interrupting you, and we're going to continue to do so.
no,
But do
please,
try,
because
go ahead.
we do need to fill in
So
the
does it
broadcast time.
does it sort of transpire that the crocodile is Steve Carell, and he just does really awkward
Are
things?
you just making this an entire Office crossover?
Maybe
As much as I enjoy The Office, no. The
there are
Croc is
no
an
bad
actual
ideas in
croc.
brainstorming.
So thought the people behind the movie The Core and Geostorm.
All right, cool. Can you tell
Okay,
us?
give
Tell
us
the
the
side characters.
survivors
You're
already.
really
Come
stretching
on.
this out,
Yeah,
Mark.
yeah, I am really stretching this
Dragging
out.
this shit
It's like
out.
I'm trying to just take over the podcast. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. It's really upsetting.
So some of the side characters, there are 4 main survivors left in the hotel. I figured that's a good number. You could get some more well-known actors in. Mm-hmm. You know, so I've got James McAvoy playing a Scottish fisherman who's always drunk
okay,
because he
alright.
is Scottish, and I kind of liked him a bit of a drunkard in Atomic Blonde.
He was good in Atomic Blonde, and he was brilliant in Filth as
Yes,
a drunkard.
yes. So he can play a good drunkard. I
Alright.
thought of that.
I like that.
I've also got
If he is a fisherman, a Scottish fisherman, how many different turtlenecks does he have in this movie?
At least 3.
Oh, he has to have a flat cap.
Yeah, flat
And a
cap
pipe.
and 3.
Yeah,
He's
and
got
a
a pipe, obviously.
Okay,
My
good.
question is, where does he get the booze from?
He's been raiding every single bar
Because
slash
that would be
hotel on
that
his
would
way.
be an amazing little prequel film that they
It
can
is
release
The Hunt
before
for
your
Booze.
film.
No, it could be, because he literally drinks his way down to London.
Dion,
That's his character arc.
I've got an excellent crossover idea, Dion.
Okay.
Okay, it takes place in the world 28 days later,
Yeah.
and it's about the Scottish guy.
All right.
He was a detective in the movie Filth,
All right. I'm with you.
and he drinks his way down.
Out fucking standing.
Brilliant
I
winner.
love it. Good job. You win. You win this round. Marcus?
Good.
Okay,
That was a
let's hear
humiliating
your
defeat. Let's see you try again.
let's hear your characters from the beginning again.
Okay, so it's James McAvoy.
James McAvoy as a drunken Scottish fisherman.
I like
That
it.
sounds like a
drink-
blatant ripoff of my character.
It does, but let's give him it. It's supposed to be crossovers. I think it's a
Yeah,
fair.
homage more than a ripoff.
Fair enough.
Then I've got Idris Elba, because you've got to have Idris Elba.
All right, cool.
He's playing basically an ex-military general. So he's
All right.
very stern and everything, and obviously Cillian Murphy's character Jim distrusts him from the get-go because of the events of 28 Days Later.
And he's a mutant.
No, he's a human man.
The ex-military. Is that like X-Force?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just
Just
checking.
there is no military
Sorry, you say James
involved.
McAvoy, and like my mind goes a certain way. And it's a double bluff that Idris Elba's the mutant. Okay. I'm sorry, I thought this was an ideas session.
Well, it turns out that the military that he was a part of was the Asgardian Guard,
Yeah?
and he's actually Heimdall.
Outstanding. I like your movie is improving piece by piece, Marcus. I like it.
It's growing into a multimedia franchise. By the end of this,
Cross
it's going
studio.
to be a $3 billion movie.
And that's just production costs.
Yeah.
Okay, shit. So sorry, tell us a little bit more about Idris Elba's character in this. What's his name?
General Pentecost. As a sort of a nod.
Okay. Okay.
You're gonna have to explain that one to me.
Yeah. Pacific Rim?
Yes.
That's it.
Okay, specific room, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Just because it also sounds pretty damn British, yeah.
Yeah.
That's about as much as I thought about it.
Or Mr. Pembroke.
Oh, well, there's
Pembroke.
only 2 survivors you had.
Yeah, there are more survivors.
Okay.
And also Jason. Just
I'm sorry, I'm getting really impatient because Marcus is taking forever.
over. Sheesh. And we're having to fill in all the dead air.
It's like the 5th time we made that joke.
And because she's fun and can basically do anything, Tilda Swinton.
Alright, cool.
I've got her. She's playing sort of a... I was thinking... Like
Is this like a Marvel franchise reunion? Because you're 3 for 3 at the moment.
Am I? Shit. I didn't even think about that.
Well, no, McAvoy's been in the Fox side of it.
Yeah, but it's still a Marvel
It's
character.
still
Yeah.
a Marvel
That's
character.
why.
but
That's why I didn't say Marvel Studios. I said Marvel franchise.
Anyway, because she's great in basically anything. You know, just throw her in there. She can... I was thinking she's like playing a mechanical engineer, so she's a bit more bookish. Sort of like taking ideas of a character from Snowpiercer. You know, that sort of idea of the stern but efficient and works things out. You know, she can do that. She's good at that. And then the last one, I'm actually
If you
going
say
to...
Chris Pratt, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
No. I put in, and I'm going to read this word for word as I wrote it here. Ruby Rose, who was in Orange is the New Black, which you may have seen, and also John Wick Chapter 2. She played the deaf assassin.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah.
I've got her as I said, Ruby Rose plays an Australian expat, says cunt a lot.
That sounds outstanding.
Is that her name? Says cunt a lot.
No,
Lucy
Regina
says
says
cunt a
cunt a lot.
I like Regina.
you know,
better,
yeah,
right, yeah.
she could be a Matilda.
Matilda says cunt a lot.
Yeah.
I've
got to say,
of the Brisbane says cunt a lot.
I like Regina. I think that for says cunt a lot. I think that works well for me. It just sort of rolls.
Yeah, but I just thought, that could be fun, She only came over for a holiday, and then the apocalypse hit, and now she's just saying cunt a lot.
Okay, so like, what's the dynamic between these survivors? Because there's got to be some kind of tension rather than just the Killian ex-military dude.
Well, obviously, Idris Elba's character does not care for the drunken fisherman because he sees him as a liability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he would, why are you always drunk? If they come, you can't stop them. I
are they
am
gonna get
Idris
through his-
Elba.
Good, because then it's also addressing the audience concerns.
Yeah.
My first thought is, how has this guy survived?
Yeah.
He's
How
gonna-
has he
He
survived?
rows out to the middle of the lake and just fishes. Now they're gonna get him in the middle of the lake. He's completely immune.
And when he comes back to shore, he smells like fish.
Yeah.
And I think there would be natural friction between the very British Orthodox, not really Orthodox, but prim and proper Tilda Swinton character and this rebellious Ruby Rose character.
Yeah,
There would
Regina
be some
says cunt a lot.
Yeah, Regina says cunt a lot. There's a
Yeah,
bit
fucking
of
nerd.
friction. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly like that, Dion. You should play the part of Ruby Rose as Regina's
Yeah,
cunt.
but yet it is.
Okay, and then
So
I'm
that's
assuming, seeing as you've thought it out like this, do you have like a climax in mind?
yes, an epic thunderstorm fight.
Yeah.
Because it has to be in a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Call back to the first movie. But this time it's just Cillian Murphy fighting the crocodile.
Alright.
Just like,
How? The crocodile's
I know.
like 80 foot long.
I know. What he discovers is, right?
The magic was inside him all
No,
along.
one of the party sacrifice themselves. They have to actually go into the crocodile, right? They have to like leap down its throat, still alive, to attract the undead, which will then slowly but surely fill up the crocodile until it bursts.
that's just ridiculous enough to work.
Damn right. it
That's
is.
exactly what you had, right, Marcus?
That's
That's
word
exactly
for
what I
word.
had.
I just read that off your cell phone from here. And the person's just heroically standing in the crocodile while the undead come running in.
We're already better than the mummy.
We're already miles ahead.
Oh, and you're going to love who I tapped to direct this.
Oh yeah?
Because it's going to fall in so much in line with all the zaniness you two are trying to add.
Mel Gibson.
Sam Raimi.
Edgar Wright.
Aww. Your idea wasn't insane.
Yeah.
It was just a
That
good
was just
idea.
a good idea. It wasn't nearly as racist as Dion's.
No, because I was looking at great British directors.
Yeah.
And I was thinking Edgar Wright would actually do like a really silly horror crossover.
He does great horror comedy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you might have seen one of his movies,
Hot Fuzz.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Oh yeah, that was spooky.
That was pretty spooky.
Oh, when Captain America shows up as a skateboarder, that was like
Yeah.
terrifying.
That's pretty terrifying.
That's scary shit.
And then Superman shows up as a vegan.
Yes, I remember that.
I forgot that.
We're just gonna go through now, guys, what we remember and have forgotten about various properties.
We will list at length.
Individually, each character in each movie, and whether or not we remember or have forgotten their role.
Remember, this is a 6-hour podcast.
Nice. That's a really good crossover.
That's a pretty good crossover, and now...
What was your actual climax to the film, though?
No, my actual climax was a thunderstorm.
How does he
lit
defeat
night.
the crocodile? And how does this tie into, like, do the undead feature at all?
You see, the undead feature, they are constantly being mentioned. They were there, but they've stopped because they felt the lake kept them safe somehow.
Could it be?
So
Could
the
an
shark-
unlikely friendship develop between one of the ancillary characters and an undead?
No, because the crocodile has been feasting on the undead as they sort of lumber close to the lake,
Okay, so-
which has in turn mutated this crocodile to a stronger,
Oh, a rage crocodile.
a rage crocodile. And Jim does his running through the rain thing that he does in the first movie, but with a knife. And at one point, he gets the crocodile like flipped over on its back, and he just runs and pulls a blade from tail to head over the shark.
That would be
over the
amazing. I
thing.
can't do an
That's pretty
Australian
good.
accent, but then the Australian character has to go, "No, you're the crocodile hunter."
See, what I want to know, Marcus,
You split him
is-
from cunt to
Cunts.
mouth.
the title you gave it was 28 months later.
28 months later at Lake Placid.
Explain to me why that's better than See You 28 Days Later, Alligator.
Because it's not an alligator.
It's a crocodile. It's a crocodile that escaped from London Zoo. I've thought these things through.
Damn it, Jason.
I'm sorry.
That's outstanding, though. Jason, I have a crossover idea.
Okay, so it's basically that whole thing, but it's an alligator. Well, Lake Placid was set in the States, so isn't it an alligator?
No, it was actually specifically a crocodile.
Damn it, I don't remember that movie at all. All I
That's
remember
a
is they
good
tried
thing.
to catch it in a cage that was too small for it.
Yes.
I remember very little. Oh my god.
It didn't even have Samuel L. Jackson in it. That's why you can't remember it.
Okay, Jason,
That's Deep Blue Sea.
you need to tell me what your crossover idea was.
See, I was toying with a few things, like including the...
It's going to be so anticlimactic
the-
after Marcus actually prepared.
Yeah, Marcus prepared really well, and I got the name of one really shitty horror movie, The Ginger Dead Man, and thought, how can I include him? Now, who the Ginger Dead Man is... okay, so the film starts out with Gary Busey robbing, like a diner,
Alright.
Okay.
and he is busy robbing a diner.
Is Samuel L. Jackson at the diner?
No, Samuel L. Jackson's not at the diner. And while he's there at the diner, he shoots a few people and steals like $300, but then they catch him. Mm-hmm. And the one survivor lady, her testimony puts him in jail. Well,
Okay.
no, her testimony puts him in the electric chair where he gets killed and cremated. His,
For robbery.
well, robbery and a couple
At the
murders.
diner.
And
A couple of murders at the diner.
My testimony
Last time I witnessed a murder in a diner, it was in a game called Indigo Prophecy, and it turned out pretty well for that guy. He didn't even get caught or electric chaired once. So yours is unbelievable, Jason.
Okay, so they send his ashes to his mom, who I can only imagine is an angry
Norma
like
Bates type.
witch lady, because she then I think curses the ashes.
You think, yes?
I can only assume she curses,
Alright.
and then sends them to the bakery where the daughter that survived works, labeled ginger spice or gingerbread spice,
Oh my god. And
which that lady
the
then
picture of
looks
Jerry
at.
Halliwell on the side.
Okay,
Oh, okay. Sorry. I have so KFC's Twitter account, right?
Yeah.
Only follows 11 people.
Yeah.
The 5 Spice Girls and 6 guys called Herb.
yes, that is a win for KFC. I don't care how many people they kill with heart disease. I love them.
That is amazing. That's incredible.
Literally 11 herbs and spices.
I love that. Okay, so this mystery box that she gets in an alleyway behind the thing.
So this is directed by J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, it's got the mystery box. She gets it, and as she gets it, you see a cloaked figure run away around the corner that you never see again throughout the movie.
Does the cloaked figure go tee?
Oh, good, yeah.
Good. Okay. Much more scary.
So she sees this mystery thing labeled gingerbread spice, and she's like, well, I guess I'll just add it to my giant tub of gingerbread spice.
Yeah, of course.
And now, you'd think cursed ashes, sufficient enough, that's gonna curse the gingerbreads.
Yeah?
No,
Oh.
it's
They
not.
have to be baked on an Indian burial ground.
While they're busy putting the gingerbread spice in
But
there,
is
the
the-
baker's assistant gets cut and bleeds into the gingerbread spice. Just to double curse it real quick.
Okay, but this gingerbread spice that's in the box that gets left there, has it been colored to look like gingerbread spice, or is it still just grey ashes?
Gingerbread spice is grey.
According to the movie, yeah.
Yes.
Fine.
Because nobody knows any better.
Fair enough.
So he then bleeds into it.
All right.
And then shit happens throughout the movie, and while this bloody, ashy gingerbread thingy is in the oven, there's a girl fight that happens between the baker lady and one of the rival bakers.
All right, yeah.
Which
You're just describing an episode of the anime Food Wars now.
they smack into the electricity box, which causes weird Frankenstein-like electricity bolts to flow down into the oven where it's baking. Which then
Oh my
creates a gingerbread man cookie that is Gary Busey, who is your main antagonist for the movie, known as the Ginger Dead Man.
God. That is outstanding. That's incredible.
So I saw this character and I was like, yes, he will be in my crossover.
What's he crossing over with?
Did you just
John Edwards?
make that up, or is that an actual movie?
It's got 2 sequels. The second one is called The Passion of the Crust, and the third one...
No. You're coring me
wait,
right now.
wait, no, hold on a second. Are you saying this is something that exists?
This is something that exists.
No!
He's
This
coring
isn't
us.
something I'm making up.
I thought this is something you made.
I wish I made this
I
up.
thought you were bullshitting. Like, oh, I'm not prepared. Like, this is outstanding. Like, this is amazing. You've thought this through so well.
No,
Sadly, this is an actual movie.
No, this
It was the
What do you
Ginger
mean,
Dead...
sadly? This validates my entire existence.
There's the Ginger Dead Man, the Ginger Dead Man 2, The Passion of the Crust, and the Ginger Dead Man 3, Saturday Night Cleaver.
I'm literally gonna throw my chair at you. No fucking way.
So, Dion, seeing
For
as we're
reference,
tag
I'm
teaming
showing
here...
Okay,
Dion.
Jason.
Seeing as we're tag teaming here, this is who I'm bringing to the table. This is you bringing to the table for our tag team.
Okay. I could not remember. I remember when you guys on the Slack channel said, all right, we have to do a crossover. I had such a good idea, and I still remember taunting you with it. And then several days of crunch later, I realized I'd completely forgotten my crossover, and I'm very sad. But mine's unfortunately slightly more serious, and a movie I would actually want to watch, which is a sequel to The Witch. The Witch, right? Where the girl, but it's an alternate ending, right? She doesn't sort of go and float up into the trees. She goes back to the village that sort of excommunicated them, right?
Yeah.
Cue Pennywise origin story.
Topical. Nice.
Yeah.
Give me a little more.
Well, I don't have much more.
Dion, I know you
don't have
prepared
much-
this whole
I don't
thing.
I don't have much more. I don't have. Maybe Gary Busey's there. Right.
As a
Okay.
gingerbread man.
So what happens?
Marcus just showed me the poster for The Passion of the Crust.
Oh my god.
Jason, this time you actually have to put a picture up with the podcast. People have to see this. They have to see the Ginger Dead Man.
And
Posters.
the thing is, what I was thinking is, you've got the Ginger Dead Man, right? All right. Now he's a villain, obviously, but this is now his 4th incarnation, so we have to take it. We can't take him into space.
Like the leprechaun did.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do something else with him, right? So he's traveled back in time. He rocks up in this village, but instead of being a villain, he realizes that in order for him to exist in the future, right, he has to save this town of people from Pennywise. And he gives an epic speech.
I was about to take a sip of my coffee. You nearly
And-
killed me.
If you want it dead, you gotta go bread. And that's the tagline for the movie.
That's amazing.
And then it's Ginger Dead Man versus Pennywise.
Oh, you just made me. You just reminded me, like, the one line that the person gives after they defeat the Ginger Dead Man by eating him.
Oh, being eaten by only weakness.
Yeah,
That and not
hero
being
guy-
stored in a sealed container, so I get damp.
The one hero guy comes in and eats his face, lies back, burps, and says, "Anybody got milk?" And then 5-10 seconds later, it's a scene of him drinking milk. So it wasn't even a one line, it was just a legitimate question.
I am shocked.
It's like they probably that film was probably shot in the reshoot, so that like the audiences were confused. Like he asks for milk, why doesn't he get some?
Like, the man asked for milk. There are 4 people in this room. Could none of them get milk in a bakery?
It's like $12 million worth of reshoots.
Oh, I just
A
had
young
an excellent
production
idea.
assistant Zack Snyder on hand. So this is how things are done.
Oh gosh, I actually had an idea for something that might work.
All right.
Okay, so 2 very similar slasher movie heroes. Two very similar slasher movie villains. You got Michael Myers, not Mike Myers.
Yeah. Well, Mike Myers. Actually, that
Michael
was
Myers and Mike Myers.
No, that was one of my thoughts. When I thought I actually really do just want to see Pennywise in the Witch universe.
Michael Myers teaming up with Jason Voorhees.
All right.
Like, I'm sick of this whole versus thing. They're not fighting each other. What they're doing is they're banding together to kill what is to them the most terrifying thing, the one threat that both of them share,
Gollum.
a plucky lone survivor.
Oh God.
You mean white virgin girls?
No, white slut girls.
No, the slut girls die, don't
Yeah,
they?
it's the
Yeah.
virgins that survive.
Oh, that's true. Sorry,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Got
so
my tropes
they got to
mixed
go
up
after
there.
these now very well prepared virgins.
Very well. Yeah, they're all studying. And studying ways to defeat him.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, seeing as Jason has already gone to space,
Yeah.
what if he comes back, takes Michael Myers with him, and they go and they hunt predators?
What I really want to see.
No, I can make it better.
Yeah?
So we make sure it's part of Fox's Marvel universe.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay. No, sorry, Sony's. No, not Fox's. Sony's.
All
Sorry. So Jason is in space.
Yeah.
He bonds with the symbiote. Becomes Jason Venom. Comes back. And then just straight up goes on a killing spree in New York.
Wouldn't that just make him Carnage?
Yes, but more Jason-y.
The real question here is if you've got Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers
How are people
teaming
going
up.
to tell the difference?
Well, not just that. What is the mask pun in the title?
Face Off has already been taken.
Yeah.
Ha! Taken.
Post your suggestions below and win a prize.
Maskers of the Universe. And Dion's had an aneurysm.
I'm not sure if I just climaxed or had an aneurysm.
This
One of
fall,
the two. But that's fucking outstanding.
this fall, evil has 2 faces.
4 faces. The mask face and their faces below. And then there's another dude with a mask and a face below.
This fall, evil has 4 faces.
Oh man, that's
And they're
outstanding.
out to get more.
That's us, because I sat for like the last 2 minutes trying to think of a mask pun, and that is just perfect. Maskers of the universe.
Mask and you shall receive.
Can we have a crossover with Jim Carrey, where he just runs through and he goes, "You guys are doing it wrong, goofy, goofy, goofy."
No, it's you, Jim Carrey.
And he just
trying to go, you guys are doing it wrong. You're vaccinating the kids. That's horrible.
No, Jason, you're not being topical enough. Remember, Jim Carrey's now all about rejecting material wealth
Okay.
and being one with the earth.
I thought he was...
Hippies love him now.
I thought he
Even
was
more.
rejecting herd immunity.
No, that was before. When he was
Okay.
bankrolling, what's her name? The Playboy bunny. Her anti-vax
Jenny
bullshit.
McCarthy?
Yeah,
I
that's the
wanna
one.
say.
Yeah. And, no, now he's all about, perspective and giving up material wealth.
Remember
And-
he went to Fashion Week to say, the fuck Fashion Week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
nothing shows you care less about Fashion Week than going all the way to Fashion Week to say you don't care about Fashion Week.
Yeah, definitely. And nothing says giving up material wealth like bankrolling an anti-vaxxers crusade and being a multimillionaire.
Yeah. Like, he's not... Look, he's not into wealth and he's not into kids not getting polio.
Oh god, can we make him a villain?
I think he already did that.
It's like he has to cross over with Chucky. And then Chucky's like, this is a bad guy. He doesn't want me to get vaccinated.
Look, I'm all for murdering kids.
But whoa!
You gotta give them a chance.
Some scary
They
shit.
can't run away from me if they get polio. Where's the fun in that?
Is there a way to cross over with the villain from Titanic, the iceberg?
Because icebergs live in lakes. Anybody
if there-
water.
I'm sorry, but look at the size of that crocodile. The iceberg is not the least believable thing here. Climate change.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and you can have Al Gore coming in. That would be amazing.
The movie takes place post 2012 in the movie universe of 2012. So yes, there are icebergs in all the lakes.
Oh my god, this iceberg, right? I'm too drunk to do anything about it.
And then a geostorm stops the world's core from spinning.
No, the Scottish fisherman, he goes out to the lakes, to the icebergs to get ice for his whiskey. That's why he moves from lake to lake. For ice.
He mines the ice.
Yeah.
He's gonna mine the ice dry.
an ice
Like
miner.
what a badass! Everyone's just looking at him like, oh my god, that's the iceberg that brought down the fucking Titanic. And he's just going up to it in his little boat like it's nothing.
And then just all these jump scares. Where they're just slowly moving onto screen.
And he just like slowly changes direction slightly and avoids it comfortably. Oh my god.
So close.
They just pay no mind to the giant crocodile that's killing people. They're all just terrified of this slow-moving iceberg.
And then
They're these angry zombies
or
with
just
crocodiles.
climate change is the villain, and they're all just standing there looking at a thermometer. Like, oh my god! Oh.
But it's
What-
October. Why is it
Actually-
28 degrees?
Actually, we can actually get the iceberg that played the iceberg in the film recreation. Obviously, the original iceberg died ages ago.
Yeah.
But we can get that iceberg's grandson.
Yeah, we either the grandson or just the actual iceberg, because he still does good work. From the movie Titanic, and we can cross him over into several franchises, like really build him up as a brand.
Yeah.
That scene in Dunkirk, where he's looking through the binoculars and he gets really emotional. It's like, what do you see? Iceberg. It's just like all the ships that are coming towards just getting wrecked. They're all
got
just
that-
careening into the ice.
I can see it now.
It's got that scene earlier in the movie. You can almost see it from here. See what, sir? Iceberg.
The ice.
He heard our calls. He came to help.
When
Heroic music.
when they go to hide in the boat, instead of the Germans doing target practice, it's just we're safe in here. We're on land.
It's gonna make those dogfights really intense.
But can we take that iceberg to space?
Well, of
Yeah,
course.
obviously. I mean, that's the logical. I mean, that's going to be Fast and the Furious 9,
Vin Diesel's just gonna ride the iceberg into space.
and he's and someone's going to look at him and say, "Hey, man, chill."
And then Jason Statham's character and the iceberg aren't gonna get along at first.
There's going to be a lot of
They become-
behind-the-scenes drama as well with Vin
Yeah.
Diesel and that iceberg. They're ooh.
Man, the iceberg's definitely going to get Tyrese fired.
Yeah, and it's
It's
going to
gonna
get
get its own spin-off
its
movie.
own spin-off with Jason Statham and The Rock.
A rock and an iceberg.
Does the iceberg reach its full potential in space and become a comet?
Well, yeah, because you see everything that's like below sea level.
Yeah.
Like when it's out in space, you can see the whole iceberg and not just the tip of it,
Yeah.
which makes it infinitely more powerful, I think.
All right. And is he going to fight Dwayne Johnson at any point? Because it would be great to have the tagline, Ice beats rock.
That is... You should be a copywriter for Hollywood movies.
Ice beats rock.
That's a tagline I don't even care what the movie's called. If it has that tagline, I'll go watch it.
It was pretty. That's basically what they did in Triple X 2. I mean 3.
I haven't even seen it.
When Ice Cube shows up again,
Yeah?
and he's like rock, paper, scissors, grenade launcher.
Yes! Oh, God.
Oh no, you dialed 9.
Damn it, Hollywood. What's your problem? We're doing your fucking jobs for you.
Exactly.
So much gold.
You just got rid of Harvey Weinstein. Hire the 3 of us.
Literally thousands of dollars in revenue.
At
You're
least
missing out on.
5.
Alright, so I declare Marcus the winner.
Wait,
by
this is a
technical
competition?
by technical knockout.
Technical. This was just a
Yes.
flat-out knockout.
By virtue of being prepared.
By
By
virtue
virtue
of
of
spending all of 15 minutes on
It's like Floyd
preparation.
Mayweather fighting 2 cripples. It's just... It's better that it just doesn't even
happens often.
start. Yeah, but that's afterwards. Alright, let's sign off.
Yeah. That's gonna do it for this spooky Halloween episode.
It was so spooky.
So
It was
spooky.
It was so spooky. It was funny.
There was like one jump scare in there.
Yeah, I'm
And
still
it was
recovering.
right near the beginning, so it kind of had tensions high for the rest of the episode because you didn't know when the next jump scare was coming.
Yeah.
And then it never did, so the true terror was disappointment. My recommendation for this week is really incredibly easy. Go see Thor Ragnarok. And go see it in IMAX.
Well, then, my recommendation for home release is an oldie but a goodie. Prepare for Thor Ragnarok like I did by watching What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh yeah, Marcus, your...
Oh, the streaming
Stream
recommendation.
recommendation.
Oh, it's very easy. It's Stranger Things Season 2, because that just came out.
Nice.
Nice. Cool.
That was on Friday, so you probably spent Friday watching Thor Ragnarok, and Saturday night watching Stranger Things Season 2. If you didn't, what were you doing all weekend? Go
What's
watch
wrong with
Stranger
you?
Things Season 2.
And Thor Ragnarok.
Mostly Thor Ragnarok. And roll.
Marcus, you can plug first this time.
You can follow me at Viking of Science on Twitter, or you can follow my YouTube's Twitter page as well on there. It's Escape from My Backlog, Dion or Jason, probably Jason, because Dion is very busy. Put the link in the description of the podcast. Also go over to my YouTube and watch me play some video games.
I'm just giving subliminal messaging. Go do it. Go follow.
Okay.
I'm starting Shoot a Month this coming Friday because we're officially, at the time of when this recording goes out, on the very last day of October. And November is when shooters come out. So no Nazi November, as Jason pitched.
Go to his YouTube channel.
Nice. Dion.
Hey, you can follow me on Twitter at DeonVanHeerden1, because some other idiot got the name first. Stupid name.
You said it
Dion Van
differently
Heerden.
to the last time.
I didn't even say it last week. I didn't feel like it, but today I said it again because I felt it bore repeating. Yeah, I'll never
Bore
tweet at you, so yeah, I'm a safe person to follow.
Cool. You can,
I'm not. I post memes sometimes.
Oh no.
You can
no.
follow me.
Isn't that pronounced Mimi?
I believe it's
Memes.
pronounced memes.
Memes. All right, yeah,
Memes.
all right. Sounds a little pretentious, but all right.
Yeah.
You can follow me at jmusicanth. I'm pretty much a Twitter mute.
Join me as his only follower.
Yeah, no, I only got one follower.
Yeah, me.
Not
Mister-
even,
you
not
must-
even, not even Thomas followed me.
Yeah,
Come on, Thomas.
yeah.
No, don't do
Jason's not one to tweet his own horn.
Fuck, we're out. Okay.
We're done.
You know this is
gonna,
gonna be its
I'm gonna go get
following
drunk
us already. We're gonna go get Grammys.